Hi all, welcome to another Chess24 Banter Blitz. It's 11:30. Let's have a look at the discount code screen first. If you use the voucher code Kingscrusher, you'll get a whopping 15% off. So check that out. Hi all, welcome to another Chess24 Banter Blitz. Let's mute that there. Okay, I hope audio and visual is okay after the muting. Let's go to the challenge screen and pick off first challenge today. Gabriel Ferrans. Okay. So we're approaching the end of the year, the 30th of December today. Happy New Year when it comes to everyone. All chess fans, make chess bring you more joy and happiness in the new year and joy elsewhere in your life. Okay. How are you guys celebrating on chat? Anything exotic? I think I might enjoy watching Stockfish get crushed by Leela on T-Sec bonus myself. That'll be my way of celebrating the new year. Okay, no, just kidding, no. Okay, so I'm playing my favourite little setup here. I like the centre being closed. It means the flank attack, you know, there's less of a concern of a central reaction to sort of exploit me in the centre. This gives me the G file and also potentially the E5 square, as well as knight G6 actually, technically knight G6. But you can imagine things like rook G8, bishop F6, E4, knight E5 now. If I can move the piece. So knight E5 and queen H4 look good. Okay. Go back here. Alright, could be tricky. There's a nice blockade square on E3. Could be tricky. I'll try and put a knight on C5. Well, there's always B4. There's a knight D3. Imagine a knight on C5. Oh, hang on. This looks dangerous. I'll ignore it for the moment. I think knight C5 to D3 is needed. I'm getting pushed around here a bit. Rook E8, knight C5 to D3. That D3 square looks good. Can I go in there? That rook C1 is asking for knight D3 with tempo. I'll support that pawn. That's annoying. If I get the knight to go to E3, at least something. Okay, knight D3 maybe. I don't want to open up the C file. Maybe knight D3. There's knight E3. Maybe knight E3 here is dangerous. No, hang on, knight E3 I take on H3. Hold on. What am I talking about? There's queen takes H3. That's very good news to know about. In fact, let's encourage it. the knight to move. Did I mess up earlier? I'm wondering if I messed up earlier now. Let's see, bishop g4. Was h3 ever hanging? No, not quite. Okay, anyway, my turn. So, e takes here. Two pieces are hanging here, surely. Right, very clever response. Rook e2. Maybe rook e2. Or queen e4 check. I think rook e2 looks interesting. Okay, so I can take this center file with a vengeance, or there's queen e4 check. I think queen e4, no, that loses the queen. Queen takes d5 check, what about that? Take it here, or pin that knight. So let's check. So I'll pin the knight. Alright, thanks again, Gabriel. Okay. Kaz. Try and keep things fairly respectable. The English opening is white. Yes, happy form pawns to you. I've got two variations of form pawn on the Kingscrusher. On the teespring.com/stores/Kingscrusher if you want to check it out. Two variations. I've also commissioned a Kingscrusher t-shirt, which should be available in the new year. T-shirts is one of my new side businesses. Okay. Neural network chess obsession is one of my new pet hobbies as well as chess. Sub-niche of chess. Neural networks, especially beating A-B engines, alpha-beta engines. Okay. So G5 looks good here. I've changed my tact because knight h5 looked like a very good response to the g5. So, given that, I'd rather get a form pawn on f6. Is black going to sack a piece here on f6? Is that form pawn going to be left? Okay, it's left. Got a form pawn. Queen g4 just to support. f4 for a bit. I'm looking at bishop d5, knight d5. If there was knight e7, that's not mate, that's king h8. f5, there's bishop h2. What about just bishop d2 and rook at e1? The entry points are covered at the moment. I can subtly play rook c1 for knight takes d5. Subtle threat. Knight takes d5 here, or not so subtle. Maybe not so subtle. I mean, or maybe subtle. Knight b5 or knight d5. Maybe knight d5. There's rook c6 here. Or there was queen d7 as well. Yeah, the knight's hanging as well. Okay, the knight's hanging. The knight's holding f4 as well. can threaten mate now, I think, with rook c7. Sort of mating 1 or 2. There's 97 knight g6 if needed for rook h4. If needed. There's no major checks at the moment. Right, thanks for the game, Kaz. Okay. Fellow Crusher here. That's a good t-shirt idea, Giovanni's. Choose your weapon t-shirt with all the chess pieces. Maybe I need to nick that idea. Oh, that's a bit of a problem for me, isn't it? I might have to release the central. Unfortunately, it's not a closed centre. It's not one of my favourite pawn centres at the moment. Maybe bishop g4 is interesting. G4 for knight takes d4. Bit controversial, I've got some weaknesses, but if I pick up a centre pawn though, it looks like a nice juicy centre pawn to pick up here. I'm not sure about this bishop g5, it's feeding some tempos. G5 and then g4 is feeding some tempo gains. You don't want to feed tempo gains too much in the new year, guys. Tempo games are being fed. Okay. It's going to be a fractured pawn structure here on d5. Takes, fractured. H and F pawns fractured. Right, so it's not actually losing a pawn, but look at this. There's light square weaknesses as part of that fracture. Oh, hang on. Let's call it h5. It's not the end of the world yet. Now rook b5 to h5 looks good. There's knight f4. If I play this, then there's knight f4 I take, and there's that pin. If I play this for a moment, you can't take because the queen takes d3. I'm just wondering. I'm taking then bishop d4 here. Okay, I'll go back. Think about this. Rook b5, f5. Again, this bishop e5 then. Oh, it's under better circumstances though. Should I take off this knight? Maybe it's under better circumstances. That's a bit tricky, isn't it? Okay. G8. F6 to stop this business for a moment. So rook c7, rook g3, and rook g8. Oh, there's king g2. What about queen takes h2 here? Isn't that stronger? There's a bit of neglect of the h2 weakness to the last move. Rook h3, rook g1, queen g1, queen h3. Imagine this. Oh, there's rook b6, hang on. There's also rook b6, I was looking at that, but there's rook b6. Okay, rook g1 for queen h3, unless there's anything stronger. I'll just check for anything stronger, and that doesn't seem as though there's anything stronger. Right, so how is this? I'll play queen d3 check. Queen e2. I'll take the queens off. Queen d3 check seems to run rampant a bit around to win some material potentially. Queen b1. Maybe it doesn't. Put the king on here for rook d2 to win a2. Oh, okay. Oh, let me, mate. Oh, how annoying. Oh. I think I've had it, haven't I? I've had it. Hmm? Oh. Okay, scrapes a draw there. Okay, well played. Okay, excellent, excellent. Oh, excellent. Okay, well played. This is a thrill. It's a thrill. Nightmare on Elm Street. I thought I was better at one point, and then I saw I was worse. This is a bit quicker on the technique there, and that would have been it. This is very dangerous. F6. I've had this a few times. It looks like a forced win because a bishop c4. If the f pawn moves, there's bishop c4 here. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's something. Maybe there's. It's a bishop c4. Bishop g5. Maybe then just castle. Just to get the rook to h1 rapidly. Or king e2, same thing. I think there's bishop. Is there bishop d3 here? It's not over, is it? It's not over until it's over. Now it looks as though winning piece here at least, surely. Into the game. Okay, it's a bit dangerous that line. I quite like the h-file attacks. Playing the Smith-Morra. Bit of variety in the openings. Today, so not all English openings today. So we're going to that sort of aggressive Pierce thing. Transposition without the c-pawns. Oh, sorry, Kramnik student. Yeah, I'm. If it was increment, you'd win a lot of these games. It's basically they don't play like this in the real world. The World Blitz Championship is 3 minutes with 2-second increment. I know that's over the board and they have to physically move. This is not like real world time control without increment. But the advantage it offers is it does offer quick games for a schedule like we have here, a kind of schedule. But in the real world of Blitz, they usually stick an increment on in like the World Blitz at the moment. So yeah, I'm a flag master. Yeah, but yeah, I okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. So I'm also trying to calculate, all the time, the relationship between, material, the chance of being mated, and the clock, as if they're all part of the same thing I'm trying to manage here, these elements, as if the clock is another element of the position as well. Okay. I've read this check-in, I think. He could take that and then knight d3 after, but I think I've got knight c7 after. So I want to disrupt the king in the center. All right, so yeah, we're in this line. I don't mind knight d6 actually instead as a sort of alternative. This looks more fun than knight c7. I don't want a knight stranded on a8. I'm not a piece down, right? So this looks positional. Might be okay because the knight on d6 looks good. Right, are my knights not that good? Okay, I might have to move this back. I don't want to get them stuck too easily here. Sometimes smaller advantage is better than going for a bigger one if there's less controversy associated with the smaller advantage, which I think is something, there's a Karpov quotation about that. He wanting a minuscule advantage without complications, I think, or controversy, rather than something which promises more and enters complications. So that's a thing. Right, so here I think still I might have a small edge here. I don't know. It's going to end up opposite coloured bishops at this rate. On EF95, opposite coloured bishops. Maybe that's too small an edge. Maybe rook h3 to g3. We'll try this c file. How is this ending? Oh, the rooks are all going to come off. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Everything's going to come off soon. What possible advantage could there be? This is going to be minuscule. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking my king will walk on dark squares in endgames here. So even though it's opposite coloured bishops, likely theoretical draw, but I think I have a potential for king walking on dark squares. This h5 pawn is disconnected. My pawns are on mostly dark squares. These two might have to be moved. It is getting a little bit dodgy for any meaningful advantage, but I don't know this ending with a king up there. There's a bishop here. I'm not sure I can have that ending. No, I must keep the rook on. I must keep the rook on. I can imagine the bishop clinging onto h5. And so what if my king's on f6 or g5? Does it matter? I think that's too much. Okay. I might have to have the bishop. I was checking an f4. No, not quite. I'm guarding against that, I think. So king g3 is possible, I think, with that f4. I just take. I'm just thinking, I was thinking like bishop f2 to get the king to g5. And there's a slight difference here with the rooks on. Slightly more winning chances. If I have a king on f6, I mean, it's slightly more dangerous than without the rook. Somehow, I'm going to have to work out how exactly. Maybe if bishop comes to d6 and the rook comes to c7 later, as an example. Can I play king f4 here, though? Alright. Now, king g5, is that too much controversy, or am I winning a pawn? Now king h6, okay, I'll control the h8 square for king h6 without rook h8. Yeah, I think I needed to keep this rook on. I'm happy I kept the rook on at this point. That bishop's just hanging. Let's stop f4 as a tactic. Well, yeah, I think the bishop ending would have been very hard indeed. Okay, pawn holder, honor, GM. Okay. I don't mind this usually. Just the pawn down. Can I play rook d6? Just the pawn down. G5. How about G5 here for G4? It's something. To try and cause some trouble. There. Is that going after another pawn? Crikey. Oh, just queen e6 takes queen h3. There's f5. The check first. King f2. Knight g4, hg, queen h4. Oh, this queen wants to come back. If I... the pawn's in the way. There's knight g4 here. Queen h4. King e2. Queen g4. King d2. d1. The king's escaping. Is it? Let's check this again. Check. There's always king e2. Queen e6, f takes, queen h3, and rook g2 after. Oh, that's good with the queen on h3. If king e1, queen e6, f takes, queen takes, king e1. Bishop. Keep the bishop. It's useful for bishop c5, so that burn all the bridges. And then knight g4, queen h4. Bishop c5, knight g4, hg, queen h4. King e2, queen h. What's bishop on c5? Is that useful? Let's think again. Try and calculate this again. Queen h4, king e2, rook g2, king e1, or king d1, queen h2. Is there any point having a bishop on c5? Any point at all in having a bishop on c5? Okay, so I go for it now. Or not. Okay, let's have a quick look at this bishop c5, queen c7. Well, there's bishop e3 for knight d5 check. So king e2. Oh. Okay, I'm going to run out of time here. I think probably interesting is knight g4 for a moment anyway, but I'm running out of time. Or maybe it wasn't that interesting. It's going to run out of time. I don't think I've got anything. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I wonder if computer comes up with something. Let's have a quick look. If computer comes up with something. Oh, it says black's better here. That's a good sign. I reckons to take. Queen d6. What's the idea? I have no idea what the idea is. That's the problem. I have no idea what's the idea here. It's like a move, say queen here. What's the idea? Alright, a sort of queen to the 7th rank. Alright, I see. Taking here. As I say, this knight's protected. What's the point? I think it was dangerous, that g-file. It's interesting. The taking out on f3 is critical, it seems. Otherwise, oh, there's also queen d7. I had a quick look at something like this. I was looking at queen e6. I thought f5. F5 is possible. Even that is a little bit dangerous. Alright, there's queen d2 on the cards. Okay, I thought it was a little bit dangerous. Okay. Well played. I think I'm playing for b5 here, so something like bishop d7 and then play for b5. This looks sensible to me. Well, it's not losing a pawn, that's another bonus. Sometimes that's a bonus, not to lose a pawn. I think, yeah, I'm going to keep it closed for a moment. I have a feeling sometimes this is sometimes better than BC. Something like A4, B3 I could open up later. I think there's an idea of check and bishop A4. So B3 looks like a good pawn sack, except he's going to play A3. There's a form pawn left. Do I bank on the form pawn here or not with A3? Just closes up things. It's a bit of a concern. On the other hand, it makes things like knight f4 more dangerous, because anytime I have e5, a queen coming to b2 later. So yeah, let's install the form pawn. Keep going on about form pawns. So let's practice the preaching of the form pawn. I think it needs a pawn sack to ignite the diagonal. Otherwise, there's no one passing the ball to the goal hanger, so to speak. So I think this has to be the corner kick made. Okay, I'm controlling g1. That's important as well. All right, now maybe queen f6 for queen b2 or queen a1. It's the corner kick being passed to the goal hanger pawn. Mind you, I guess there's bishop g5. That'd be annoying. F6 and then queen e7 to queen e5. I think this is one of the concerns about form pawns in general, is, are you closing the position too much? Is one closing the position too much? I think as long as you can sort of reach out to it later, it's probably okay as a long-term goal hanger, so to speak. But okay. That puts an end to some fun here, I guess. Knight g3, kind of nab like h4, but he played like rook h2. Okay, so if I played, I'm wondering, f6 or knight f4. Okay, I think f6 might be something. Okay. It's not happening at the moment, is it? Is it? Nevertheless. Think about this. Knight f4 is not useful at the moment, is it? Queen e3, there's queen e5. Hang on. This knight on f4 could be a reasonable endgame compensation. Okay, so this looks interesting for queen e5 here. Well, here there's bishop d4 and knight e2. I've definitely got access to my form pawn if that bishop's on the board. Right. Now he's not going to play f4 without weakening e4. I mean, that could be possible with preparation. I need to somehow get the queen over to e5 when he's not looking, like bishop h2, queen e5. Bishop h2 with the tempo. Now the bishop can always come to f4 later. It's not... Okay, the bishop can go here though if his rook's on g2. On the other hand, bishop f4 to h6 is useful to stop h6. So let's say I threaten queen b2 mate for a moment. Okay, which is not parried. Form pawn wins. A win for the form pawn. Year of the form pawn next year. okay. I won so many games of the form pawn. Okay, thanks for that. Yeah. There's a few key vital ingredients to get the form pawn right, because on the surface it looks like a very stupid idea to block up your whole attack. I think the form pawn like a goal hanger in real life only works if you've got a corner kick. So I was trying to arrange a corner kick with a pawn sacrifice, basically. I don't know if any of this is convincing. Is this convincing or not? This is new chess strategy. Yeah, this is totally new. I haven't read anything about this ever. I've never read anything about this. It was missed in Chernev's Most Instructive Games of Chess. I picked up some very powerful strategic themes from the Most Instructive Games of Chess book. Knights on d5 can play the attack, connected past pawns, kings walking on dark squares like Tau. He had this example of Tau in the Endgame, the king walking on dark squares. I picked up strategic themes. He never mentioned form pawn. It's such an obvious thing because it's like a goal hanger. It's such an obvious thing. Yeah. If the goal of the chess is the checkmate, and that's like the football goal, you just need goal hanging pawns, don't you? Yeah. I'm convinced anyway. Maybe I've seen a few examples which convince me personally. I don't know. Okay. It wasn't objection. It depends how you can pass to it later. It doesn't look good initially. It looks as though you're closing up the position. It looks like as I say, a silly thing to do. A silly thing to do. It's the follow-up which makes, all of a sudden, the follow-up. Exactly. This is the whole point. You take aspects from other games which would normally be rule violations because they make it too easy to win. You take all of those from other games and you find out the chess equivalents. So form pawn is just one of those that you can take from football, but there might be other games. Find out what the rules are. Do the rules prevent, in particular, winning easily? Try and translate them into chess. Can I have a knight on f4 here? Knight f4. Now I want to discourage any d4. If he's thinking about d4, he has to protect b3 with b3 the knight first. This looks like a prime position for knight f4 coming up. On the other hand, h5 g4, because there's no knight h4 now. h5 g4. Yeah, this looks like this rook wants something to do. Immediately, just where it's standing, the default position of the rook. If I have knight f4, I'm going to have to move the rook. The rook's doesn't want to move. It just wants its food served to it. Oh God, I'm making too many metaphors. The rook wants its food served to it. The H file. It's saying, look, give me the H file. I'm not moving. Okay, I'm taking this knight. I was trying to discourage that move. Do I take the queens? There's knight d2. I'm going to lose 6 million pawns off the knight d2. Hold on a sec. Do I really want to do that? I can afford b5 here if I don't want to lose another pawn. b5. It also keeps the bishop enclosed by its own pawn. b5. As long as queen d8's not mating me, I think b5 is much more something. To take is sometimes mistakes. You're helping your opponent sometimes in not so subtle ways, in fact. if I play bishop takes here, that pawn remains not passed. Okay, so bishop takes. I think c4 needs to be factored in. Bishop a6, queen moves to c3, hitting my queen e7. c4 needs factoring in tactically, ideally. Okay, now I'll take the queens off. Keep the king in the center. Challenge the d file. Right. Okay, that's a pain, isn't it? What do I do? Okay, hang on. Knight. If the knight goes to e6, isn't there something after that? King f7, bishop f8. The knight holds d8. Okay, a5 is not. Okay, I can take it here and suffer a discovered check. Or I can just take and not take here and suffer in a different way. Okay, so king d7. Probably safer. Then knight f8 to e6. Okay, so knight coming to e6 means c5 is hit. Okay, this activates the rook. Alright, thanks for the game, Pucky. Okay. Right. English opening. Pick 95 is, I've seen that before. But now my stem game's gone. I had visions of something like Queen C2 and Queen F5. I don't know where that coming from. Some other stem games I've completely forgotten about. Okay. So do with this. Oh. Okay, maybe rook b1 there. This looks like a dangerous diagonal. If I played something like b pawn, the diagonal is looking like asking for trouble. So b4 here. Okay, if I'd taken in d5, I don't know where that knight goes actually on c6. If I'd taken in, oh, it goes to e7. Oh, that's okay. That's a good point. Yes, it goes to e7. Okay. All right, better move somewhere. If I take on f6 and then d5, this looks as though I might have some space advantage. If I play e4 and then bishop e3, it looks as though there's a space advantage of some sort. Yeah, I'm not sure where this bishop would want to go anyway. Okay, if there's ED, there's f4 later, probably. I mean, e5. So, blockade, bishop d2, prepare e5 by doubling rooks, for example. If I was given a few moves. Which I'm not. Okay. So, queen d3 here. Is that passive? Queen a4 might be more to the point. Okay, I'll speed up a little bit. A few pre-moves maybe, I don't know. Okay, here I'm controlling a5 at least. So I believe I do want to just play for e5 now. I'm more convinced by that. There's less counterplay to worry about. So if I could double rooks and then play for e5 here. This looks as though e5 is something. I suppose he could play f5 to disrupt the pawns. I don't want that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that move. Ow. No. It breaks my pawns. Heartbreaking to break my pawns up like that. e5 is ruined. e5 ruined. Okay. g4. Just to stop bishop f5 at least. Bishop h6, g5. Have I got the possibility of anything? Bishop g2. Is bishop g2 any good? I think it might be rook e6 with the idea of taking bishop d5 or not. Things are getting exchanged off. Okay, here we go. Exchanging things off. There's another question: what pieces to keep on, which pieces to take off? If I want to have some small chance of winning this, can I afford the queens coming off? There's no immediate entry point, so the queens don't have to come off if I play queen d3. Not immediately. Queen d3 in any case, I think. I have got a pawn majority over here. Bishop f3, if bishop a6, still g5. If takes, I'm still protecting this. So bishop f3 seems plausible if I want to play king g3 and try and advance this 3-2 pawn majority. somehow with help of my king, which seems a bit strange. I know. King g3, and try and use the pawns h4. He's trying to fix down my pawns. This is getting annoying now. Can I tempt h4? I think I'll be happy with h4. Nope, that's not happening. I can swap the blockade at bishop e4. Oh, there's queen g6 here as well. Again, there's no entry point on e2, e1. Queen g6 is on, it seems. So I'm looking at d6 now. I can win d6. Alright, thanks for the game, yeah. It's very important to see which pieces you need to have any small chance of winning. And the endgame transitions. Yeah, the endgame transitions. Okay, thanks. Might need some more challenges. Send your challenges. We've still got a bit of time for some more challenges. Please do send your challenges. Re-challenge if needed. If you want, you can have a re-challenge. This looks like an extra pawn at the moment. Can I cling on to it? There could be another pawn going soon, but I need to hold on to d5 to win e4. Okay, so b5 here. Can't I take that? I think rook c1 and taking on b6 and stuff like that, or rook c1, knight c5. Okay, so knight takes b6 here and bishop c7. So I'm hitting the rook on a8. Bishop c7 forks queen and knight. Oh, there is queen d5. Hang on. No, I missed queen d5. Okay. No, there is d6 again, threatening the knight. Okay, I'll take that knight. I'll skewer. Take the queen off. Take the exchange. Do some of these pawns. Oh, it looks like another piece is in danger. Knight f6 needed. Can I trap this? I think I will just take that. I'll take it here maybe. There is bishop e7. There is a6. Having a7 here. Queen. Alright, thanks for the game. Okay, bring on your challenges. Bring on your challenges. Running out of challenges here. Bring them on. I'll play for f4 here. So the threat is knight takes. This advanced pawn doubled, but this could be okay. It extends the scope of the bishop a little bit. Snag is I can't castle kingside, but maybe, you know, just rook f8, threatens f takes. Rook f8 might be sufficient for the moment. Or d5 and then castle. d5. Oh, I made it more complicated now. I'm going to have to play queen d6 now, because if I take there's knight g6. Be careful here. If I take with the knight, it still looks like a pleasant enough position until that move. Okay, I have to go back, then there's knight e6. Okay, it's not looking that pleasant. I'll start sacrificing material. The king's in the center, so is castling happening? Is king in a castle? King castles. So I might be threatening g5 now, immediately. Not so easy. Okay, get out of knight g6. Oh, it's not so easy. Okay, there's knight h4 here. That holds g6 for a moment. It's f4. Actually, if I have b5, c4, c3, that's a form pawn. You could win the exchange though. What if I play rook c8 first or rook e8? Maybe rook c8 is better for that c file, b5, c4, c3. Okay. The knight moves somewhere. What about actually rook takes f2? If the knight goes to d5, again, I'm wondering b5 for c4. Oh. Knight f3 here. Queen e2. Maybe I should just take that. Yeah. Play for this b5, c4, c3 plan. Opposite colour bishops sometimes favour the attacker of the position. So b5, c4, c3 looks dangerous. It is a few moves away. So c4, c3, just, yeah, looks dangerous. Form pawn. Form pawn with tempo. Oh, g5 will lock up the position, just in case some weird queen sack. Here it's check anyway, queen takes. That's check. But maybe g5 to just lock the position here, over here, rather than anything else. This looks fatal because of queen a3. The form pawn controls the king's escape. Okay, thanks for the game there. We've run out of challenges, so I don't know if any of you want to rematch. Just to next 13 minutes. Any rematches? Okay, another rematch. That's a concern for me. Again, I like, even though the centre's not closed, f5 looks as though this might be interesting. So knight takes e3 looks like the major threat. Okay, here bishop e5 for queen h4 looks interesting. If I provoke f4, maybe that e file is more interesting. So let's see. Okay, so there, huh? So queen h4 here looks like interesting. Takes queen d4 to get the queens off though. If white wants. That can happen. To sort of blunt this c-file, I think that's a high priority. Blunt the bishop. So my pawn majority is over here. That's weakening some squares. Can I double here on this F file. I can imagine F4 might need to be played and then G5. So something like doubling would carry the threat of bishop H3. Rook moves rook F2. Doubling is sometimes a good idea. Now if F4 is played, G5 is incoming. So imagine F4 here, bishop H3, rook F2, there's G5. It's trying to be annoying on this F file. Okay, so F4, bishop H3, rook F2, G5. Okay, I can play... I can play for a form pawn here. Oh crikey! A form pawn edict here. There's a form pawn in the endgame scenario now. H4, H3. I don't know. I'm just tempted by that. I am. It's not because I want to sell t-shirts. Not at all. Not at all. Bishop F3 check, G5. Actually, yeah, okay, so G5 is not working here. Like, it kind of is actually, because of rook F1 and bishop H3 winning the exchange, because if takes this, it kind of does. If white plays F5, I take. Yeah, H3 could be a critical test. Bishop drops back to D7. Then we still have the scenario of rook F1 and bishop H3 tactic, which is worth knowing about for all club players, by the way. This little tactic of bishop H3 is worth knowing about. Magic of forcing moves. So if takes, rook takes, there's bishop H3, king takes, rook takes F1. If H3, I think I drop the bishop back. And it's still, a little bit unpleasant for the pressure on F4. Okay, a little bit of magic with the forcing moves. Always got to be aware of the forcing moves. They can change the position dramatically. Okay. So this is a 3 minutes game. I prefer to offer double pawns than get double pawns off my opponent. The dynamic here is very interesting to contrast, but overall I prefer this because F4 is weakened. When there's a central double pawn there, it controls key squares. There's some upsides to the central double pawns. And here there's some upsides to this, this B file. So dynamically, the pros and cons analysis there on taking the bishop or just protecting it, quite often having double pawns carries with it perks. Maybe there's a lesson for life there. We always in the media, in fashion magazines, there's always visual discrimination. Maybe chess teaches us less visual discrimination, more functionality. Yeah. Here the double pawns I think might be going too far with G takes. Double pawns might be going too far. Okay, it's only a 3 minute game though, so I don't want to go into the philosophy too much. It's a free right, okay. just kick this queen out and use F4 at some point. I mean that's the basic plan here. This looks a little bit caveman-y, doesn't it, right now? However, f5 might be worth playing, actually. f5. I end up losing a piece with f5. Maybe not. Or do I? g4, knight f4. There's no... Okay, I don't need to... It's entering a maze of tactics. Well, there's e4 here, winning a piece. e4, winning a piece. Okay, I don't mind this. I don't mind this at all. Very King's Indian-ish territory. So the usual King's Indian plan would be double the rooks on the h file. So like saying king here, double the rooks. Put a load of pressure on g4. Best way to do that here, this might be one way, I don't know if it's ideal. Okay, queen side's being dismantled. Maybe, okay, any real issue with this at the moment, d5 cover. Real as in weaknesses that can really be exploited rather than just look like weaknesses. So, just try and double HG. Okay, so okay, that's annoying. I need to double the rooks here. My 7th rank, is it taking this? Is my 7th rank taking the slaughter here? And the queen's protecting the bishop. So knight takes g4 should be possible here. Time. Okay, anyone with a 3-minute game? Sorry, I'll pick a 3-minute game here because there's only 3 minutes to go, so I'll pick a 3-minute game. So thanks. Closing the center. This is a very easy recipe, yeah. This system is a very easy chess recipe, in my view. Sort of kingside pawn storm. I picked up the term storm from somewhere. Maybe it was Reddit chess. I didn't used to think of them as storms. But maybe, I don't know, storms, pawn storm. If I double here on bishop h3, well, that's interesting to take on c6 here. Pressure on e4. That's intriguing. What's this about? Wow. Queen f3 is possible. Check. Queen f3 is possible. Bit of flash. Well, there's knight f2. If I needed it. Okay. All right. On that high note, I think I'll end here. Thanks. Yeah, have a good New Year. Don't drink too much. Okay. If you don't want to. Okay. See you in the new year. It'll be like 2019, yeah. See you 2019. If not before, on T-Set Bonus. Watching Stockfish get massacred by Leela. Okay. Okay. Alright. Have a good time. See you next week. Thanks so much.